Well, I am chilling, but in this video I want to show you some of the paving and the landscaping and planting that they're doing here in Dubai, so enjoy. Large expanse of artificial grass. Well, here we are. First bit of paving I want to show you here in Dubai, and as you can see, you've got this precast bull-nosed step here on this avenue, and it looks absolutely fantastic. And look how they've integrated the planting either side. It really breaks up the large expanse of paving when you jump up each level. It works perfectly. Let's go and have a look down there. Well, here we are. As we walk down here, you can actually see how they've broke up the expanse of paving by putting this curvaceous brick edge all the way through. Very geometric. These are only precast concrete pavers, obviously laid on some sort of sand. And again, look how they've got the steps jump up in level either side. And if you look, they've just got one variety of this ground cover planting, and it just sort of cascades over the side here, and it forms this very formal look, almost exactly like the steps. Very, very clever. And here we are again. You can see the planting. I don't even know what this variety is called, but as you can see, obviously at some point it has all these blue flowers on there, or violet rather, but obviously they've been cut back. It's going into the winter period here in Dubai, I think. Not quite sure, but how they've used it is, it's just perfect. And again here they've used the same sort of plant. They've kept it really simple, the planting, and obviously minimal maintenance, but you still get the effect of the flower. But you can see again the difference in level from this side to the road side, and it helps them to get over that slope without putting retaining walls in. I came down here this morning. I'm just impressed. Like, you know, was I blown away? No, not with the amounts of money they've got on spending on plants and paving out here. The investment is just astronomical. And if you look now again, let's get back to the planting. They've got this grass down here. These grasses are absolutely everywhere here. They're great ground cover. They have a great effect, and the movement in the flower head of this this grass is absolutely fantastic. Just look when I go through here now. Look. If you look over this side, and this is what I tend to do a lot in my paving, you can actually see how they've laid the paving at a diagonal, and which is different, and that's what gives things the wow factor, in my opinion anyway. If you look down this avenue, they've created this vista here with a big wheel in the background, and you've got these Trachycarpus fortunei, I think they are. I may be wrong. If I am wrong, please correct me, but they look absolutely fantastic. I love it. Look at this this Volkswagen little van here. Absolutely fantastic. Looks great. Little feature. And again, what they like here in Dubai, they like the features, and I'm not quite sure what this represents, but you'll see it absolutely everywhere. These features are everywhere in every form, in metal, in wood, in glass, in plastic, you know, with lighting. They love their lights here. The lights are just everywhere. In that night time, it's just absolutely incredible. Look at these, I don't know, it's polished concrete. That's what it is. It's polished concrete, and these cubes they've actually got here, and they've rounded them off on the edge. Make it nice and soft, and that gives you a chance to sit and look. That's the idea of these, is just here so you can sit and enjoy, because this is, after all, a garden. The other thing which you'll see on a regular basis in commercial situations, and certainly as you can see what they've done here, and we're doing it, we're putting it in the residential now back home. We're using the stone we're laying on the floor, we're using as cladding, okay? We're using this cladding on walls, but it's what you stick that cladding to that makes the difference, you know. And I think it works, I think it looks great, and more than often a lot of guys in the landscaping industry excuse me, are using this method more and more now, because I think part of it is that not a lot of them can actually lay bricks or blocks, and you know, it's a good way of covering up an area, and and there's nothing wrong with that, and it's a good way of covering up a horrible wall if they rendered it, dubbed it out, and you can create a facade and a veneer on something as good as this. It's got to be right. Look at that, it looks beautiful. Well, early this morning I went for a walk, and I come across this. Yeah, you see water features everywhere, but look at that as a water feature. Would that work in your garden? I know it's different here in Dubai and the temperatures are different, but a lot of these products can be laid and installed at low and high temperatures. Certainly the porcelain that we're using now on a regular basis has that sort of quality and value where we can use it in heat and at low temperatures, as long as you install it correctly. But without a doubt, on scale, that absolutely works. It works perfect, and what a fantastic contrast to the cladding, using that dark coloured brick on there, and a nice tight linear joint. It is going up and down in a few places, but whoever's done that has done a good job. Well, finally, I want to show you this olive tree. Olive trees are just absolutely beautiful, and they do grow in the UK, and you put them in the right spot and they'll produce decent fruit as well, you know. So, but look at that, in the corner, create a beautiful vista as you come into this courtyard. That olive tree works perfectly, 100%. It works perfect. I wonder what that would cost you back home. I wasn't able to get to this part of the garden, but this little atrium they have here, this little courtyard, and that water coming down, just beautiful. Simple planting, and it looks so inviting, especially in this heat. We're in the 40s today, probably about 41, 42. You need water. And finally, if you look at this, this is really effective. It's got this 3D effect where it stood off the wall, and whether they mechanically fix that or not, but you can actually see how it works, and this gives me a little bit of inspiration for my own garden. It's not as high as that, of course, but I like how it steps back and it shows that reveal down the centre there.